ability to travel somewhere in North America and be able to spend 2 to 3 days with other leaders in the industry, hear the challenges that people are facing, hear how they're addressing those issues, and then also the camaraderie and the ability just to spend time and build relationships with other members of the industry. To me, that's my biggest takeaway.
And just the importance of relationships it's been instilled in me since the beginning. But seeing the benefit of solid business relationships and growing those through the NFDA has been a great experience too.
The NFDA board was one of the first boards I've ever served on. I learned so much, everything from the development of a strategic plan to really working in cohesion with others to focus upon and achieve the goals of the organization. So it's been a great opportunity for both business, professional, and personal growth for me.
From my perspective, the first thing is really the international, exposure and connections that I was able to get through NFDA.
For a company like ours, we're an associate member. We get to have some high-level, one-to-one meetings with good customers, and we can develop a little stronger relationships and do some more strategic stuff than we can, on a regular type of sales call.
The content has always been really good at the meetings. I've enjoyed that, but it's inevitably being around the people that really makes the difference. And so getting to spend time with suppliers, peers in the industry, industry leaders, it's all been fantastic.
Some of the best friends I have in this industry were part of the board I was on. Those are the people I really look forward to seeing because I'm very comfortable with them. And their experience, we share, we laugh, we talk about family, we talk about business, and it's what will always bring me back.
Really, networking is a big part. It's a big thing I preach to my sales team, and I live that, and the networking opportunities they're just numerous, and they're good for the business, and they're good for personal growth too.
It doesn't matter what the widget is. 80% of the issues, 80% of the challenges, they're the same. It doesn't matter what the business or industry is. So being able to come to an event like this as an associate, meet with customers, meet with other associates in the industry, hear the challenges that they're dealing with, and then be able to take that back and help Xerox be better. And then you throw the other 20% of the industry experience and the unique things that we deal with. It's really a best of all worlds situation.
Key elements that we were looking for was some great networking opportunity with truly the leaders of the industry. It's just been a fabulous journey. Part of our reason for continuing through the years, not only as active members, but certainly someone who wants to encourage others to join.
You get out of it what you put into it. If you sit back in the corner and you don't participate, well then that's what you're going to take out of it. If you get out in front, these people want to meet you. They want to shake your hand. They want to have a drink with you. So, you don't have to be shy. And that's, on a personal level, it helped increase my confidence in myself, and just that I can walk up to somebody that I've never met before and say, hey, I want to meet that guy. I'll just go over, shake his hand, and start engaging in a conversation within, 15, 20 minutes.
I had the good fortune early on in my involvement in the NFDA that there were a number of people that were active in the association that provided benefits to me. I didn't been in the industry for a while, knew about the manufacturing side, didn't know anything about distribution. Many of these people helped me out a lot. So Melissa Patel, who's in our organization that's involved in the mentoring program, approached me about being a mentor. I said I'd be happy to for that reason, that it gave me a chance to give back to the industry that had given a lot to me.
And the biggest thing that I pull out of it is something that he says that he beats to death, is that asking good questions and listening to the answers. And that's, it's how to present yourself and how to present the company when you're in meetings and when you're meeting new people.
So these kinds of things, you end up getting more than you give. This would be another example of that I try to contribute to Matt's development with the experience that I've had. But in doing that, I get insights into him, into the organization that he's a part of that have been beneficial to me. So it's one of those things that giving back feels good.
Ed McElhon was probably the one individual that showed me really what the true value of the NFDA was, and that's relationships. But he was the one person who said, let me really show you the value of the NFDA. And I'm like, okay. And he just kind of looked around and pointed out a bunch of people and he goes, there's your value.
My grandfather was one of the founding fathers, coming up on 50 years, of course. So, yeah, he was one of the founding fathers, and it's something that obviously he believes strongly in. My dad has believed extremely strong in it, and that's been passed on to Matt, to myself. It's a great association. I enjoyed coming to meetings prior to serving as president, but the service on the board of directors and the people that I've met, the relationships that I've developed over these past few years has just catapulted that enormously. It's no longer, something that it's no longer my dad's association. It's much more my association now, which is really a neat thing.
Father approached me and said, you should really become involved. I looked at him like he was crazy. All right, I looked at him like he was crazy. But I will say that it was one of the best decisions I made.
Stories from my father-in-law about all these big personalities that were there. So I knew them without seeing them. Then you go to this big resort, and it was my wife and I, who's been probably going to these things since she was a little girl. And I was like, wow, they're right in front of us. And their stories, they didn't even make, these people are bigger than the stories were.
Families that have been in the distribution business for decades that we still are in touch with, the Queenans and the Ritz and the McElhons and the generations that have come and gone through the fastener industry. And it's a way to create opportunities through networking and through education that really don't exist in other channels.
What Vicky's done with the personal touches in our recent meetings here has been outstanding. The parade walk in New Orleans was really a great memory for me. Having the reception at the Muhammad Ali Center in Louisville was also a great memory. So some great personal touches there.
Controversy, we did our business, we had a lot of fun and laughter, and everybody had a chance to speak their piece, and from that comes that goodwill and the good, a lot of comedy and humor. Some people think they're a lot more funnier than what they are, but it's good to have the group together, and so for me it's a special moment.
Probably one of the memorable moments of the flotilla was one of our members, new members on the board, Peter Vogel. Peter was worked for Broussard at the time, and he joined the flotilla. I said, "Oh, we were teasing Peter that new members of the board typically, foot the bill for the flotilla." Joking. Well, Peter took us serious. I don't know what the bill was for that flotilla, but it's a good thing Peter was pretty high up in the organization because he probably got to approve his own expense.
And my wife did not make many of the meetings. So the running joke of the boards I was served is I did not have a wife, or I had a fictitious wife. So at the Coronado meeting, we went out a few days early, my wife and I, and she happened to be heading back to Chicago just as people were starting to show up. And Kevin Arito, who really gives me a lot of stuff about that, he happened to be coming in, so I ran him down so he could meet my wife, so he would finally believe that there's no more quotation wife.
The first time I ever played Ed McElhon in ping pong, and he, I obviously heard he was good. I thought I was pretty good until Ed McElhon brought out the Ed McElhon rules of ping pong, which were really his own rules, and didn't know you could serve to any side at any time. Yeah, that's probably.
So who won?
Ed did. Ed did, because I was actually playing by written rules. Ed was playing by Ed's rules.
We put together a little skit show for our evening dinner that was all based on putting on the Ritz. And we had the entire board with top hats and canes doing a mime to the putting on the Ritz theme song, and it was a great event. We had a lot of fun with that.
We had a joint conference with Pac West, which happened to fall on St. Patrick's Day, and being only 5'5" tall, so you know, I have that. You paint my face green and I could look like a leprechaun, all right? And so we had a contest, and we didn't really know what this contest was going to be about at first. Otherwise, maybe I wouldn't have volunteered. But sure enough, here I was, and we did an Irish jig dance, and I won, and I won the whole table got gift cards, and it was, other than being embarrassing, it brought a lot of smiles to people, and well, it happened. So.
Memory of NFDA was standing in the back of the room somewhere in Taiwan and looking up on stage and seeing Kevin Rydell dancing with many other representatives from both Asia and Europe, dancing and singing "We Are the World." It was a classic NFDA moment.
Jay is he's very deceiving. In the middle of this thing, Jay just disappeared, and I didn't know where he went. And about 30 seconds later, they started bringing everyone up on the stage, and this is after everyone had had a couple of cocktails, and they started bringing everyone up on the stage, and they started singing "We Are the World." Well, it's pretty convenient timing, Jay. He was like, "Yeah, I knew it was coming."
Certainly, I think the NFDA can certainly remain a very key organization in the fastener industry, the premier organization, providing not only opportunities for networking, but education and learning. And certainly the focus on helping to inspire and mentor the young people in the industry is a very key component for the future and success of NFDA.
Those coming into the industry, bringing a fresh perspective, bringing, kind of new ideas, is extremely important.
I think we're going to see the industry, as we have to compete with Amazon and people like that, upgrade our services and the ability to provide the customer, a value add in terms of what we provide, and not just provide a box of bolts.
We've got a lot of new blood coming in, and with that new blood, we need those fresh ideas. So voice those opinions. Let us know, what are some other mousetraps that you can present that are better ways of doing things that, maybe we don't know about.
I think the NFDA will continue to be a national organization, and I think the path that it's on is it's going to show people that we do have a national presence, and we're here for you.
Join, go all in, right? Go to the meetings, get involved in the committees. You'll probably be invited to serve on the board at some time. Just get involved.
You get out of the association what you're willing to put into the association. If you're going to show up at the meetings and you're not going to spend a lot of time, you're just kind of there to hit and run, you're not going to get a lot out of your participation. If you invest your time, you invest your energy, you're going to come away with a much greater value than if you just put in the effort to show up and walk away. You're going to be able to come away with long-lasting relationships, a lot of benefits in the areas of technology and training that you wouldn't necessarily get otherwise.
This industry association is filled with so many characters. Each time you come to one of these meetings, it's like a continuation of another story. Last time was a chapter that was fantastic. I know tonight something's going to happen that's fantastic. That chapter closes. I can't wait till the next chapter starts, and the story just continues for me. I've never gone to a meeting or come back from a meeting unsatisfied what I've learned, or really unsatisfied with who I've met. That in itself keep me back, the continuation of the story.